Welcome to Tabletop Assault. I'm David.
I'm Ross.
And today we're bringing you a 1500 point battle report where I'll be fielding Demons of Tzeentch for the first time.
And I'll be using Chaos Space Marines and Warriors. So today we're going to be playing Big Guns Never Tire. So there's a couple of rules concerning that. There's 4 objective markers on the field, and each of them are worth 3 victory points to the player controlling them at the end of the game. However, there's a few different rules to add in along with that. There is Destroy the Big Guns. So for each heavy support your opponent destroys of yours, they get 1 extra victory point.
We've brought quite a few.
We have brought quite a few. And then there's also key positioning, where basically in order to control an objective, if there is, for instance, 1 heavy support of yours, it doesn't matter how many guys I've got, you control it unless I've got a heavy support there. Then it goes down to outnumbering. Basically get your heavy supports onto areas and you can control it no matter what, unless your opponent brings 1 too.
Lovely. So with that, show you the armies.
So here we have my 1500 points of Chaos Demons of Tzeentch. It's kind of a patchwork army. I've kind of only gone with the models that I can really own and make it legal at the moment. So there are a few missing elements like horrors and things like that. But we're going to run with this. So it's a spearhead detachment, and coming with Kairos as the Warlord, he gives you an additional 3 command points if you are battle forged. So I'm bringing a total of 7 command points. Kairos Fateweaver will be my Warlord, and he'll have the legendary Fighter Warlord trait. He has a Staff of Tomorrow. We then have a Lord of Change with the Baleful Sword and Staff of Tzeentch. A Burning Chariot with Exalted Flamer and Screamers. It also has the Blue Horror Crew, I think that's what they're still called. Either way. And then we have 2 Soul Grinders, all with Harvester Cannons, Flame Bombardments, Iron Claws, Warp Swords and Demon of Tzeentches, which gives them a 4-up invul. And we have 6 Screamers as well. It's also worth mentioning the errata has updated Kairos to have the ability giving him a 4-up invul as well. Why that was never in there, we do not know. However, that's my 1500 points of Demons of Tzeentch.
We have here our Chaos Space Marines Iron Warriors. May not be painted quite like Iron Warriors, but they've got enough machines to prove they are. So I'm going to be using them as a Spearhead detachment, which will give me 4 command points. For my HQ, I have a Warpsmith. He is going to be a Tenacious survivor for his Warlord trait, and he has a Power Axe, Mech and Tendrils, Melt-A-Gun, Flamer, Bolt Pistol and Frag and Crack Grenades. For troops, we have a unit of Chaos Space Marines. They've got an Aspiring Champion who's just going to come with a Bolter, and then we have 7 Bolters in the unit along with Bolt Pistols, Frag and Crack Grenades and 2 with Plasma Guns. I then got 2 units of Cultists. One is a 15-man squads, and one of them is a Cultist Champion, all with auto guns. And the other one is a 13-man squads, one of them's a Champion, and they all have auto guns. For elites, I have 2 Hellbrutes, both of them with multi-meltas and Hellbrute fists. And for our heavy support, we have a Forge Fiend with Hades autocannon and an ectoplasma cannon. 2 Hades autocannons and an ectoplasma cannon. We have 2 Maulerfiends. One of them has got Maulerfiend fists and Magma Cutters with 2 Magma Cutters, and one has Maulerfiend fists and Lasher Tendrils. And we also have a Defiler who is armed with the Battle Cannon, Reaper autocannon, Havoc Launcher and Defiler Claws. That's my 1500 points of Iron Warriors.
So we're playing today in our Blasted Lands with our Craters, our Plutonium infected ruins, I guess, or Uranium infected. And we've got 4 objective markers, as it is Big Guns Never Tire. So starting off, we've got an objective marker down here, one over there next to the crates, one down here in this corner, and one over here in the crater. Ross did win the roll-off for placing down the objectives, and he also chose Hammer and Anvil. So we're just going to now deploy our units, and we'll show you what that looks like. So we finished off deploying the Chaos Demons of Tzeentch before the Chaos Space Marines. So we have on my left flank 2 Soul Grinders of Tzeentch. We have the Lord of Change, Kairos Fateweaver, slightly lower model, the Burning Chariot of Tzeentch, and the Screamers. That is it. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Iron Warriors Chaos Space Marine deployment.
And we have the Chaos Space Marine Iron Warriors deployment. Pretty simple. My Warpsmith is basically leading all these machines forwards, down one flank. We've got Cultists in this building here, and Cultist watching this objective here. But generally, just all the machines marching together. which is pretty cool. Cultists there and Chaos Space Marines. So with that, we're just going to go straight ahead and attempt to seize the initiative. Not quite. I'm not going to use a command point to reroll that as we move into Tzeentch Demons, turn 1.
Right, Chaos Demons turn 1. Really simple, we're going to start moving forward, but my psychic phase is probably going to determine my turn 1. So with that, the game plan is move up and see what we can achieve. Right, our Screamers have moseyed on up a nice 16 inches, which is nice and healthy. The Burning Chariot has moved up only a little bit, but he's within threat range for his, I think it's the Blue Flame, basically 18 inches shot. It's quite nice. More importantly though, Kairos has flown up, along with the Lord of Change just backing him up. And then on my far left flank, my 2 Soul Grinders are taking the long march around the building. That's the movement phase, guys. Let's crack on Psychic. Starting the Psychic phase, Kairos Fateweaver is going to cast Smite. Now Smite has to go in the closest enemy target, which will actually be this Hellbrute out front.
Okay, okay.
So it's casting value 5. Let's see what we do. So we get 5, 6, 7. He does have a bonus of 2. If I only rolled 1 more, it would be d6 more wounds.
Want to use command point?
You literally just guessed it, Ross.
Yep.
So he has a 2+ bonus, which I believe is for his Staff of Tomorrow. But anyway, we're going to reroll this, so I need a 3+. Which we get. So that becomes 9, and he has a Psychic Test bonus of +2 at full wounds, so that's 11.
Nice.
So that means it's d6 mortal wounds on the closest Hellbrute.
Open for a 1. That's
There's
not a
6
1.
wounds.
Oh.
How many has the Hellbrute got?
8.
Nice. Kairos is now going to use Bolt of Change on the same Hellbrute. It's warp value 9 and it causes d3 mortal wounds. So we get it because of the 2+ bonus, makes that a 10.
Nice.
So it's d3 mortal wounds on the Hellbrute. Base, I'm looking for a 3+ to kill him.
Yeah.
So he's dead. First blood to the Demons of Tzeentch. Does he explode?
Okay, let's find out. No, he won't.
Oh, I've seen a 6, I think, there.
Well, I saw a 5.
I know you did. And my last psychic ability is going to be Boon of Change from Kairos, and we're going to activate that on the Screamers. So it's value 7. We get it with our +2 bonus to our psychic tests, bringing that to 8. So I roll d3 and consult the table. So that is +1 attack. The Screamers have grown extra limbs until the next psychic phase, so 1 extra attack. We're now going to do our last psychic ability with Lord of Change. He's going to cast Smite onto the closest unit, which is that Hellbrute.
Okay, okay.
So, let's see what we get. We get it with 7, so it's only going to be d3 mortal wounds. For 2 mortal wounds on the Hellbrute.
So that's the end of David's psychic phase. As I do have an injured Hellbrute who suffered a wound this turn, or this phase, I can do a courage result. On a 6, I get to shoot with him. No.
Into the shooting phase, this Soul Grinder here is going to shoot all his guns into the injured Hellbrute.
Okay, okay.
So Harvester Cannon, we're now hitting on 5s because we moved. For no hits, we will go with D3 Flame Bombardments. For 2, again hitting on 5s. For 1 hit. What's your toughness? 7, I believe?
Toughness 7.
So 3s to win because it's strength 8. So that's nothing. We'll repeat with a second, again onto the Hellbrute.
Okay.
Harvester Cannon, for nothing. D3 with the Flame Bombardment, for 1 shot. It does hit. It does wound, and it's -2 for 3 damage.
So it's a 5+ save.
Do you want to use a command point?
It's just 3 damage.
3 straight damage.
I'm gonna risk it and say. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna reroll it. Command point. Nailed it.
You saved it. Burning Chariot is now going to shoot the blue Flame of Tzeentch into the Rhino.
Okay, okay.
So it's heavy D3 shots. I'm going to use a command point to reroll that.
Okay, okay.
For 2. Now these are going to be 3+ normally, but because it's a heavy, 4+. So 2 hits.
Oofed.
Strength 9, so 3s to wound. For 1 wound, for 4, -4 to your save.
So no save.
So D3 damage. For 2 wounds off the Rhino. Into the charge phase, my Screamers are going to declare a charge on the Rhino.
Cool, I am going to Overwatch with it. I do have a combo bolter in there and I'm in rapid fire range, so 4 shots, 10 and 6s. Yep, and we've also got a Havoc Launcher, which is D6 shots for 1, need a 6, nope.
Can I get a wee dice, Ross?
You sure can.
So we've checked, it's 8 inches to get within an inch of the Rhino.
You've got you're swimming in command points, you know you want it.
I do have 5+ though.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, let's go for it. Use a command point. Looking for 5+. Oh, so they don't make it. Next up, Kairos Fateweaver is going to do a long bomb charge onto these cultists. Now, they cannot overwatch because they can draw 0 line of sight, but we can't see anything that says you can't charge a target that's not in line of sight, as long as it's within 12 inches, I think. So, 11-inch charge, however, is what we need. Maybe I should have kept that command point after all.
Maybe.
However, let's recap the turn. End of the Chaos Demon's turn, and it wasn't actually that bad. We managed to get first blood, so it's 1 victory point to 0. A total of 8 mortal wounds were took off in the psychic phase, which was really good. I don't think Ross wants to deal with that again.
No.
Difficulty as my charges fail, which is not so good, because I was planning to keep the Rhino where it is and keep Ross's little blockade where it is. However, let's move on to Chaos Space Marines, turn 1.
So we just had David's first turn there, and not a bad turn. Killed the Hellbrute, which is okay. And that's about it. Yeah, David's really going to make the difference in his psychic phase and his combat phases, and I'm going to make it in my shooting and combat. So I've now got a little bit of options. I have units that are ready to move forwards, a lot of them quite fast, hopefully counter David now. So let's have a look at my movement. So we finished up our movement phase for the Iron Warriors. Pretty simple, we've moved sort of our Daemon Engines forwards, hopefully going to counter into David. That includes 2 Maulerfiends and our Hellbrutes. A Rhino deployed its Chaos Space Marines. They have gone into this building. We've also failed to repair our hull point on the Rhino. And then we've kept our Forge Fiend, Defiler and Warpsmith back here.
Including the cultists.
Including the cultists.
In here.
And the other cultists over here. So with that, let's move on to the shooting phase. So we're going to start with the bolt guns from our Chaos Space Marines onto the Screamers of Tzeentch. 7 of them in rapid fire range and 1 is not, so that's 15 shots, hitting on 3s. Oh, there's 1 away. Overall, not bad.
Pretty healthy.
What's your toughness?
4.
4, so it'll be 4 to wounds. That is less helpful, but still not bad.
Okay, so 5 wounds with the Ephero form. They are invul 4+. So 1 Screamer goes down.
Next, we're going to go with Plasmas in there, and they're going to supercharge. Don't usually do it, but I'm going to risk it onto the Screamers.
Go for it.
So 4 shots, hitting on 3s.
So good. That's all hit.
2s to wound and 2 damage apiece. Don't want to use command point because that's not ideal.
And you got 3 left?
3 left. I'm going to go for a command point because it'd be really handy. There we go.
So 4 up invuls. So 1 Screamer goes down.
Going to go with our Chaos Rhino next, who again will target the Screamers.
Okay.
So I get 4 shots from my combi bolter in rapid fire range, hitting on 3s. 3 hits, needing 4s to wounds. That's cocked.
Okay.
3 wounds.
Oh, got a dice here. So 1 wound on 1 of the Screamers.
Going to use our Havoc Launcher next, again onto the Screamers. So I get D6 shots, giving me 6.
Some rolling just now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Now it is heavy, so I'm going to need 4s to hit. For 4 hits.
Lovely.
It is strength 5. So I need 3s to wounds. For 3 wounds.
So one screamer dies and one goes down a wound.
Going to go with our Hellbrute next, who's going to target Kairos as he is the closest unit. So this with multi-melter, so needing 3-step. Really? Oh. Going to go with our Defiler next, who's going to target Kairos Fateweaver as he is now the closest unit. I'm going to start with his battle cannon. I get d6 shots, getting a 5. Now I am ballistic skill 4, so I'm going to need force hit as I did not move.
So 4 hits.
Now what's his toughness? I think
7.
it's 7, so I'm 3 to wounds. For 3 wounds, you do get your 4 up in ball save.
So 1 goes through.
1 goes through is d3 damage.
For 3 damage.
Going with our Havoc Launcher then, again at Kairos.
All the shots on Kairos, yeah.
Is pretty much d6 shots.
Can't see that.
That'd be 3 shots. Let's go on 4s. For 1 hit. We'll do on 5s. Nothing. We'll then go with our Reaper Autocannon, which is 4 shots. Let's go on 4s. Oh. Wounding on 4s. For nothing. Using our Forge Fiend next, he's going to target Kairos Fateweaver. Now he's got 2 Hades autocannons, so I'm going to get 8 shots here, heavy, but I didn't move, so I'm needing forced hit. For awful, 3 hits.
Okay.
And we are strength 8, so we're going to need 3s to wounds. For 2 wounds.
One goes through. What's the damage?
2 damage.
2 damage.
Going to go with the Ectoplasma Cannon, and it is going to target obviously Kairos. Get heavy d3 shots. For 2 shots. I'm going to hit on 4s. And I'm going to wound on 4s. So that'll be 1 wound at your 4 up invul save.
I think you wound on 3s, by the way.
Strength 7?
Oh, it's strength 7, cool.
Okay.
So 4 up invul. He's fine.
Nailed it. So we're going to start with my Hellbrute, who's going to try and charge Kairos Fateweaver. It is a 4-inch charge, and you don't have any Overwatch. So we're in, thankfully. So we're going to go with this Maulerfiend next, who's going to charge the Screamers. He's needing a 3-inch charge. So
he is in.
Fine. And we're going to go with this Maulerfiend next, who's got quite a charge to get onto the Screamers, needing 9 inches. Now I'm going to use command point, risk it, try and get this, need a 4+. Oh, we are an inch too short. Let's go with my Hellbrute next, who's targeting Kairos. He has 4 attacks. I'm going to be hitting on 3s. For...
Healthy.
Ooh, yeah, I'll keep that. Okay, my last command point. And I'm going to need 3s to wounds. Don't need that command point.
Okay. So these are 4 up invuls. I'm going to use a command point to reroll this one, which is fine. So 1 goes through, and I think it's 3 damage.
3 damage straight.
Lovely.
Striking with my Maulerfiend next, he is going to obviously go against Screamers. So at full strength, he is got 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Nice. And I am strength 12 at the moment.
2s.
So 2s to wounds. For all wounds.
4 up invuls. So 3, that's 3 dead. So Ross has finished all his attacks and he consolidated the Maulerfiend slightly over. Time for Kairos to hit back. Now he is less efficient, and when Kairos gets damaged he doesn't like it. So he's got 3 attacks. We are hitting on 3s for 2 hits. We are wounding on 3s because I'm strength 8 against toughness 7 for none. And I can't use any command points. That's unfortunate.
Finished up the Iron Warriors phase there, and you know what? That wasn't so bad. We've wiped out the Screamers, which is great. That's a lot of David's mobility lost. We've damaged Kairos Fateweaver, bringing him down to half wounds, which he becomes less efficient for. So generally not bad. I've just got to endure this next sort of psychic phase, you know, all those mortal wounds, and I think I'll be in a pretty happy position. So let's move on to the Demons of Tzeentch. Turn 2.
Right, Chaos Demons turn 2, and we need to start making things happen a little bit quicker, as Ross is now pulling it back. All we're going to do really is get our Soul Grinders even closer to the Force, try and break Kairos out of that combat by killing him in the Psychic phase. But yeah, let's see what I do in the movement phase. The Burning Chariot has kited back. He's moved 18 inches away from the Maulerfiend. I'm doing something a little bit cheeky. Maulerfiend's moved 10, if essentially giving it an 8-inch charge, what we need to do if he chooses to go for that model though. Only if. But yeah, so he'll be shooting the Maulerfiend. Kairos is staying in combat, so I'm going to try one last dance to kill the Hellbrute. Lord of Change has moved up to try and start picking away at those two scary machines, and the Soul Grinders are finally coming their way around. With that, Psychic phase. Psychic phase, now Kairos has to smite the closest enemy unit. This poor Hellbrute.
Yep.
So let's see what we get. Value 5. So that 6, 7 plus my bonus
8.
is 8.
You only get +1 now, but you can always use a command point.
If I use a command point and re-roll that, I need a 3+, I believe.
You would need a 3+.
And it would be D6 mortal wounds.
It would be D6.
It's worth the risk.
I would go
So
for
we're
it.
going to use a command point to re-roll this. We get it.
Super got it.
So it's D6 mortal wounds onto the Hellbrute. That's 5 mortal wounds.
Oh my goodness, he is down to 1.
So we're now going to go with Bolt of Change from Kairos. We're going to try and blow up the last wound off the Hellbrute. So value 9. I need essentially an 8 on this dice because of my bonus. We don't get it, and we don't peril, luckily. So that didn't pay off. We're last going to do a Boon of Change on Kairos himself. So it's level 7. We get it. So let's see what happens. D3. That is +1 toughness on Kairos, so he's toughness 8. And lastly, my Lord of Change is going to cast Smite on the closest unit, which happens to be the Forge Fiend. Let's see what we get. We get it, and we're a 1 off a D6.
Oh, that pesky one.
Right, so D3 mortal wounds for 3 wounds.
Mortal wounds.
Burning Chariot is going to shoot the blue flame at the closest Maulerfiend here. So D3 shots for only 1. I'm not going to use my command point. And it'll be forced to hit because I've moved. No, we'll move on. Soul Grinders are going to shoot the Forge Fiend. So first one, all the shots. Harvester Cannon, hitting on 5s because I moved. For 1 hit. What's your toughness?
Toughness 7.
So 4s to wound. It's a wound, and I believe, apologies guys, Harvester Cannon is -1 to your save.
So that'll be my 4-up save. How much damage does it do?
D3.
I'm going to leave it, I'm going to risk it, and hope you get a 1 or 2.
Okay, so D3 damage for 1 more damage. So I believe you're down to 8 wounds?
Yeah.
So we'll now do the Phlegm Bombardment. So it's D3 shots for 1 shot, hitting on 5s for nothing. And the second Soul Grinder will repeat the exact same onto the Forge Fiend. Harvester Cannon for 1 hit, wounding on 4s. For a wound at -4, -1, sorry. Do you want to use a command point?
It's my last one, isn't it?
Your last one, yes.
Oh, it's a tough call, David. It's a tough call. I need him to live, so I am going to use it.
No.
Oh no!
So you're out of command points.
I am.
D3.
Don't roll.
Oh! So he's lost 4 damage so far from the Harvester Cannon, so he's down to 5 wounds.
Yeah.
Flame Bombardment for 2 shots. 5s to hit. For 2 hits.
No!
3s to wound. For 2 wounds.
Oh, right, okay.
-2 to your save.
Maybe 5 pinballs.
Oh!
This is looking
So you've
tragic.
got 5 wounds left. It's D3. It's 3 damage straight.
He's gone.
So does he explode in a 6+?
Yep. No.
No, but that is a victory point for killing a heavy support. So I've got 1 charge to declare, and the Lord of Change is now going to change his targets and go for the Defiler.
Okay, well I'm going to Overwatch. I'm going to start with the Battle Cannon.
Okay.
D6 shots. 4 shots. Now I'm going to need 6s to hit.
For 1.
For 1 hit. What's your toughness?
I believe his toughness 6. Can you quickly just look him up?
Yeah, sure. It won't be toughness 8 though.
We will just double check for you guys in a wee second. He's not toughness 8.
Yeah,
He's toughness 7, so 3's to wind.
3's to wind. For nothing. I ran out of command points as well. D6 from Habit Launcher. For 6.
That's good though.
From Habit Launcher.
So
6 is it. For none. And then we're needing the Reaper Auto Cannon, which will be 4 shots.
1 hit.
1 hit. And we're going to need forced wins for no wins.
So we've double checked. He can't fail his charge, so we're just going to roll it. Yeah, he's super in. So Lord of Change is attacking first, so he has 5 attacks. We hit on 2+, for all but 1. Now you're toughness 7 and I am strength 7 with the Baleful Sword. So I am
Forced to wind.
Forced to wind.
Oh!
3 wounds. I'm going to save my command point for Kairos.
Yeah. Oh man. So
It's -3 to your save, so demon save.
5 up, demon save. I don't have any more command points, so 2 go through.
And it's d6 damage apiece. For 12
Mercy.
damage!
Oh man.
Kairos Fateweaver's going to activate next, so he's down to 3 attacks, hitting on 3+.
Oh.
Good start. I'm strength 8 against your toughness 7, so winning on 3s. For -3, so
6 up saves, gotta get 3 6s. Not a one.
So regardless, he's dead, 'cause it's d6 damage apiece for a lot.
Cool.
Does he explode? Please don't explode, please don't explode. I'll just consolidate Kairos. And Kairos has consolidated.
So we've got our Defiler who gets to attack back after taking an absolute pummeling from a Lord of Change. Really terrible. Because he's now below 4 wounds, I am getting D3 attacks. Cocked. For 2 attacks,
Okay.
I'm going to need forced hit. For 1 hit, and I will be strength 16.
So he will be 2s to wind.
2's to wounds. For 1 wounds, 4 up save.
That's cocked.
Please spell it, David. I'm asking nicely.
No. So his ethereal form saves him. So that's the end of Demons of Tzeentch turn, and an incredible turn. That was actually incredible. So we've got 8 mortal wounds again from the psychic phase, which alone is phenomenal. Hellbrutes are now dead. Forge Fiend is dead. That was incredibly lucky. And the Defiler took 12 wounds from a Lord of Change. Incredible. I think Kairos is in a perilous position, but let's move on to Chaos Demons, turn 2.
So that was a tough turn. That did not go as planned for me. Yeah, so losing I've lost both my Hellbrutes, I've lost my Forge Fiend, I've lost 12 wounds off the Defiler. It's a tough one. I'm gonna kill Kairos, like that has to happen. I need to regain some faith in myself. So kill Kairos and something? I'm not quite worked out yet. So I finished up my movement phase. I have moved my Cultists out along with my Warpsmith to hopefully take on the Lord of Change.
Yep.
Defiler's there. Cultists have stayed where they are on this bottom shelf. Our Chaos Space Marines have moved up slightly, and our Maulerfiends are aiming for Kairos.
Didn't get a win back in the Rhino.
Didn't get a wound back in the Rhino, kept it still for reasons. I do get to recover D3 wounds on the Defiler from the Warpsmith, so I need anything but a 1 or 2 and I bring him back to good efficiency. I don't have any more command points, so he's going to stay below. Oh no, and he recovers a wound as well due to Demon, so thankfully, even with that, I'm up to 4 wounds. Going to start my Shame phase with Chaos Space Marines onto Kairos Fateweaver. Tragically, toughness 8 at the moment. Ah, David, tricky as inch. Got 8 shots, need 3s. For
50%.
50%. And I'm going to need 6s to wound. Nothing. I'm going to go with my 2 plasma shots there. I'm going to overcharge them.
Cool.
Risk it.
2 hits.
Nice.
Force to wound.
Force to wound. 1 wound.
So 4 up invul.
Fail it.
Failed, so he takes 2 wounds. I'm going to use my command point.
Please don't, you're being spiteful here now.
This is my last command point. He's fine. Sorry, Ross.
Damn it! Gonna go with my Rhino next. I do not have line of sight of Kairos. There's kind of 2 Maulerfiends in the way, so we're gonna go Soul Grinder. I'm gonna go Combi Bolter. Didn't move, so I'm fine, but in 3 step. Nice. I'm needing
5 to wound.
5s. 1 wound.
3+ save. He's okay just now.
Okay, Havoc Launcher next. D6 shots.
Nice.
Okay. Needing 3 sticks, I didn't move.
Nice.
Not bad. I'm shin 5, so I'm still 5s to wounds.
Oh,
For
nice.
3 wounds, but it is at full armor saving.
Yeah, I think you might get a wound off him though. Oh, let's take this dice here.
Yay, a wound.
Take a wound off. So I think he's down to 13.
So I've got a cultist unit next. They're going to fire onto the Soul Grinder because, boy, I can't fire at much else. There's 4 guys behind the terrain that actually can't see, so they won't be firing. So it's 11 shots, hitting on 4s.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, 2 hit.
That was beyond tragic. At least this was only for desperation. 6s to wounds. Well. So we're going to go with Cultist and the Warpsmith, who are going to attempt to charge this Lord of Change, because I'm determined to bring him down to some capacity. We'll go Cultist first. That's a 3 and a 4, so that'll be 7 inches.
We trust you. Cool.
And the Warpsmith.
They're all done.
So we're going to go with our Maulerfiends next. First one is going to attempt to charge Kairos Fateweaver. You don't have any ranged weapons in Overwatch, thankfully. I'm needing a 3-inch charge, but I want a super move so I can get out of the way for the other one. 9 inches will bring me well within. I'll just bring him to there. Keep within an inch. This Maulerfiend does need a 6-inch charge.
And you got it.
And he got it. So hopefully I'll bring down Kairos Fateweaver and my faith will be restored. Just going to start with my red Maulerfiend fists, with his Maulerfiend fists. Now he is still at full wound, so I have 4 attacks. I'm going to need 4 to hit.
Oh, that's not good.
And
what's your strength?
I am strength 12 at the moment.
So 3s to wound.
He's out of attacks, so we'll go with the other one next.
Okay.
Maulerfiend fists, hitting on 4s.
Okay, wounding on 3s. Oh my lord.
I'm completely out of command points. I'm going to go with the Lasher Tendrils next. I need a 6 here. 4 could still do it if I hit and wound with every single one of these.
Okay.
And you fail all your involves.
Okay.
So I need every dice result from here to be 4 and yours not. 4 plus.
Good start.
Good start!
What's your strength?
Oh no, I need 5s.
5s to wound then, because I'm toughness 8 at the moment. Oh,
Beyond tragic,
no.
beyond tragic. I didn't cause a single wound on Kairos. So after that unmitigated disaster, which, oh man.
I think you just had a wee moment there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Warpsmith next. He's got 3 attacks and I'm going to attack with the Mechanic Drills because the Power Axe need the same to wound as them and you don't have an armor value and it causes the same damage. So this actually works out fine because I get 2 extra attacks. In 3 step. Oh,
not good.
Man. And I mean, what toughness are you?
Toughness 7.
5s to wounds.
That's cocked.
Cocked.
So 4 up invuls. They're both saved. Wow. So a Ross.
Okay, I'm relying on Cultists next. I get 16 attacks, 15 in the unit and 1 for the leader, needing 4s to hit.
It's alright.
It's okay, David, but when you're saying, oh look, your cultists are doing well, it's really not what I'm looking for. Where was all these 6s and 4s in the Maulerfiends?
Yeah,
I'm needing 6s to wounds.
For 2 wins.
2 wounds. Great. See if
4 up invuls.
Yep.
He takes a wind. So So the cultists are more efficient.
Yeah, so I've done all my charge units. I caused a wound with cultists. I don't even. I'm going to go with Defiler next. He is back up to medium efficiency of 4 wounds thanks to 1 wound from Warpsmith and 1 from its Infernal Regeneration. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. We have 2 hits. What's your toughness, David?
7.
7. I am strength 16, so I'm 2 to wounds. 2 wounds. Please fail them both. I can't kill you, but I can cause problems.
Both failed.
Both failed. Nice. Here comes my double 6 to wound, David. Kick it! Not bad.
11 wounds. Ouch. So Ross just did some serious damage of his own there with a wounded Defiler. So I'm going to put all my 3 remaining attacks, and now down to 3 attacks, into the Soul Grinder. Sorry, Defiler. Hitting on 2s for all hit.
Uh-oh.
Wounding on 4s. Strength 7 with the Baleful Sword.
Fail them all.
1 gets through. Now your 5-up demon save, because it's -3 to your normal armour.
Pass it. I didn't.
So it's d6 damage. I need a 4+ to kill you.
Oh, please don't kill me. I'm begging you, David.
Oh no! So he's down to 3. That's bad. Kairos Fateweaver is going to put his attacks into this Maulerfiend, one with the pistols. So 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. 4s to wound. Sorry, 3s to wound, but it made no difference.
So that was probably beyond a tragic turn. Yeah, we did do some damage to the Defiler. It was an extraordinarily good double d6 there, but really I was like, I'm going to kill Kairos. There's going to be no problem. There was problems. I don't know. My spirits broke after those dice rolls. Yeah. Ouch. Let's go into Demons. Turn 3.
Right, Chaos Daemons of Tzeentch, turn 3, and I did not expect Lord of Change to get pummeled like that. But mind you, he deserved it.
He sure did.
This turn it's going to be kind of a bit of the same, bit of psychic, bit of shooty, bit of combat. I want to point out here as well, apologies, I did not realise that the Lord of Change had the psychic test bonus like Kairos did. My bad, it may have had some impact on a bit more wounds, but hey, he still did really good damage anyway. With that, however, let's go into my movement phase. Burning Chariot has repeated the same thing. He's moved 18 inches away from the Maulerfiend Malasher tendrils. He's a 14-inch movement, so he's always going to be able to keep that gap. More importantly, Kairos Fateweaver has moved his 8 inches, flew over the building, which they're allowed to do, and he's trying to keep a distance between him and the Maulerfiends, because the Maulerfiends can't go through buildings.
Nope.
Which is strange. Soul Grinders have moved up. They're now within charge and threat ranges. They're just going to try and cause some horrific damage. And the Lord of Change has stayed where he is because he's going to start smiting some stuff. With that, guys, let's move on to the psychic phase. We're going to start with Lord of Change, who's going to cast Smite. Now he has no test bonus, so
fail it.
We pass it.
Oh dear.
And it's obviously on the Defiler, so it's D3 mortal wounds on a 5 or 6. He's gone.
Please don't do this to me.
He's gone.
Oh, David!
So that's his last 3 wounds gone. Does he explode? Please do not explode.
He's exploding! No! Well, this is going to be interesting.
So we've just checked the ranges. It's Cultist, Warpsmith, Lord of Change, Chaos Space Marines, Cultist and the Rhino are all going to get D3 mortal wounds apiece.
Yay! Lord of Change. 3 more wounds, so he's down to 1.
Wound. He's probably dead.
Yeah, I'm going to take that as a given.
So Cultists, you lose 2 of them. Maybe just take 2 off.
2 is fine.
D3 on the Warpsmith. He's down a wound, so he's down to 3.
Thank goodness.
Chaos Space Marines. They lose 2 Space Marines.
Okay.
Just take 2 bolters off.
Yeah, they come from here.
Cool, that's fine.
Okay. Cultists.
Cultists at the bottom. For 3 cultists.
Yeah, we'll take them off in a minute. And the Rhino.
For 2 wounds on the Rhino. Kairos Fateweaver still has a +1 bonus to his test. He's going to cast Smite onto the red Maulerfiend because that has a pistol which is scary.
Okay.
So Smite. It's not a peril because even though the +1, yeah, it's D6 mortal wounds.
Oh, brother. Show me a 1. Oh!
6 wounds in the Maulerfiend.
Oh.
Kairos has just been going psychic everything. Kairos is now going to do Bolt of Change, which is value 9. Enemy unit within 18 inches. Basically, we're trying to take our D3 mortal wounds off the same Maulerfiend. So, value 9. No, it completely fails. And what I'll just do next is I will do a bit of change, and I'm going to do that on this soul grinder here.
Okay.
Bit of change, value 7. We get it. So, what happens to this soul grinder? He is +1 attack. Both soul grinders are going to shoot at the injured Maulerfiend with only 6 wounds. Now they have all moved, so they're -1 to hit. So Harvester Cannon from the first one. We get 1 hit. What's the toughness? 7, I believe.
Toughness 7.
So 4s. It's a wound.
How much is your AP?
I believe it's -2, Ross. I'll double check for you. Give us a wee second.
I'll roll a dice and see what happens. I fail, as long as you're not AP nothing.
-1, sorry.
Oh, I fail by 1.
It's D3 damage.
Yeah.
So he takes another wound. He's down to 5.
Okay.
Flame Bombardment, D3 shots. For
Uh-oh.
3. Hitting on 5s.
You'll miss them all though.
I'll hit with 1.
Okay.
Wounding on 3s. For nothing. Second soul grinder will just rinse and repeat.
Okay.
Harvester Cannon. For nothing. Flame Bombardment. For 2 shots. Hitting on 5s. Oh. 3s to wound. Oh.
What's AP?
-2.
-2, 5 up demon save.
So 1 gets through. It's 3 damage straight. So he's down to 2 wounds. I'm going to declare a charge with this 13 wound soul grinder onto the injured Maulerfiend.
I'm going to overwatch with my Magma Cutters. I need 6 to hit. I get 2 shots. Well.
So we need 4-inch charge.
Show me double 1. That's one. Double 1.
So he'll go into there.
Uh-huh.
Don't want to be within an inch of your models.
No.
So we'll do that. This soul grinder is going to 9-inch charge around the terrain to these cultists.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, brother.
They make it. This soul grinder is going to attack first. Now he has 3 attacks normally, but because of the Boon of Change from Kairos, he has 4 attacks until the next psychic phase, and we're going to use his Iron Claw. So we are going to be 3s to hit. That's really poor.
That is 4s to hit.
4s to hit, sorry. That's ridiculously poor. And I'm strength 16, so 2s to wound.
Just what I needed.
That's really bad. This soul grinder is going to use his Warp Sword against the cultists. So 3 attacks, hitting on 4s for 2 hits.
Okay.
Killing on 2s for 2 dead cultists. So my Lord of Change is going to use his Staff of Tzeentch this time, and he's going to attack all his attacks on your Warlord.
Fail it.
If I kill him, he becomes a spawn.
Oh really? Don't do that.
So these are 3 attacks, hitting on 2s. So they're all but 1.
Okay.
It'll be 3s to wound you.
Yeah.
Oh no. If I got that, that would have been brilliant. But hey, no it's not. It's time for you to attack back.
So we're going to go with our Warpsmith next, who is going to target the Lord of Change, obviously. I'm going to use the Mechandros, so I get 5 attacks, because I get 2 additional. I need 3s to hit. 4 hits. And I'm going to need 5s to wound you. For 1 wound, David. That's 3 1s, are you kidding me?
He's alive.
He's alive. So we're going to go with Cultists next. Now there's 11 of them, one of our champions, so give me 12 attacks. Last time they caused a wound on the Lord of Change, so it's up to him to finish this. You need 4s to hit. Not great.
5 hits is okay.
It's just below average, but it'll do. But I need 6s to wound. For none. Terrible. So I piled in my Maulerfiend, and he is obviously going to attack the Soul Grinder. So he only gets 2 attacks because I'm below 3 wounds. So 2 attacks, hitting on 4s for 1 hit. Now I am strength 8 at the moment.
So 3s to wound.
3s to wound. For 1 wound, you do get your 4-up save. Please fail it.
So how many damage?
It will be 3 damage.
Cool.
So we've got our Chaos Cultists who have taken damage. Now they are leadership 6, but they lost 3 guys. So on a 4+, I'll lose more. So I'll lose 1 more guy. And then these Chaos Cultists here lost 4 guys. So on a 3+, I'll lose more. And we're fine.
End of Chaos Daemon's turn 3, and it was a mixed bag of good and bad. So we got rid of the Defiler, but at the cost of putting my Lord of Change into 1 wound. Soul Grinders haven't done too much damage except for act as roadblocks. That's really it. And my Burning Chariot seems to not shoot anything properly. The score at the moment is 3 victory points, at the moment it's to 0, because we have First Blood and 2 heavy supports have been killed, Forge Fiend and the Defiler. As we go into Chaos Space Marines, turn 3.
So this game is coming down to a little bit of a grind now. Where we thought Kairos was dead, he's now looking better than anyone almost on the field. My plan is I need to eliminate Lord of Change and 1 Soul Grinder this turn. Absolutely must happen, no questions. If I can do that, it brings David down to only 3 units in the field and then gives me some options. Really key is my mobility here and my damage. Let's see if I can do it. So summarising my movement phase, the Chaos Space Marines have moved down a level, simple fact is they want to get near the Rhino, and my blue Maulerfiend has moved closer to try and get at this Soul Grinder. Absolutely vital, I take him out this turn. That's pretty much it. Let's move on to, if possible, the shooting phase. So we had a check, and I can't fire anything. So with that, we're going to attempt to charge from blue Maulerfiend onto Soul Grinder, needing double 1.
You're in.
So we're going to start with our blue Maulerfiend that charged. Now he did charge, he's at full efficiency, so he does have 4 attacks. 4 attacks, hitting 4s.
Okay.
And I am going to need...
I think you're strength 8 or 7?
I am strength 12.
12, so 3s.
Got my Lashers next from the blue Maulerfiend onto the Forge Fiend, D6 attacks. 4, 3. I'm going to need 4s to hit. For 2, and your tough is 7, so I'm going to need 5s to wound you. For 1 wound.
What's the AP of it?
AP minus 2.
Okay, so 4 up invult. He's okay.
So we've got our Warpsmith who is going to finally kill this Lord of Change. We've all got faith in this. I'm going to use again the Mechandrels to give me 5 attacks, needing 3s to hit. For 3 hits, and I'm going to need 5s to wound. For 1 wound, David, please fail this, it's about time. This guy dies.
He dies.
Thank goodness.
So I'm going to activate this Soul Grinder, and he's going to put all his Iron Claw attacks into this Maulerfiend. Now he has still got +1 attack from the Boon of Change, so 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. For 1 attack, that's not good. Strength 16, so 2s to wound. That's every attack he has done has been wounding on 1 so far.
So we're going with our cultists next, who are going to pray to everything that they can take out Soul Grinder themselves. I have 8 that are within range, the cultist champion is not, so I'm going to get 8 attacks, hitting on 4s. 4, okay. However, I'm going to need 6s to wound you. Did I get
1 wound? Yep.
Oh, nice.
6 over here.
So, do you want to take 1 save?
Yep, do indeed. So 3 up. He's okay. Warp Sword from the Soul Grinder, hitting on 4s. They all miss.
Let's go our red Maulerfiends next. He only gets 2 attacks because below efficiency, hitting on 4s.
Okay.
Now I'm on strength 8 at the moment, so wouldn't even 3s. Well. So that round, unfortunately, again, just didn't work out for me. Yeah, I got Lord of Change. It was in 1 wound. I mean, I should have got it about a turn or so ago. But what I needed was to at least remove 1 of the Soul Grinders to really put me in a bit of an advantage and have a bit of board control. With both Soul Grinders still at quite high wounds, Kairos Fateweaver moving about, and also the Chariot, I'm in real trouble here. We'll see what David has planned as we move into Daemons of Tzeentch. Turn 4. Thanks, David.
Chaos Daemon's turn 4, and we're going to try and finish it here. We're going to try and pick off a Maulerfiend. I think if we get one of the Maulerfiends, it will really pretty much break the back of the Chaos Force. And yeah, see what we do. Not much has moved. Fateweaver's moved on to this objective, and he's now got good line of sight of both Maulerfiends to do some magic. And finally the Chariot's moved down, so he's now in range of the Rhino. We're going to try and maybe pick off some wins off of that. With that, let's go into the psychic phase. Kairos is going to cast Bolt of Change onto the red Maulerfiend.
Okay, okay.
It's value 9. We get it. So it's D3 mortal wounds.
Well, you got...
that's not Smite. It
Ah.
was Bolt of Change.
Do you not get +1 to your result? Oh, that was Bolt of Change.
Bolt of Change.
Ah.
So it's D3 mortal wounds for 1 wound. So your guy's down to 2 wounds. We now have to Smite, which will be that Maulerfiend of blue, because he's actually technically closer.
Okay.
Which we do get 4 + 1, 5. It's a value cast of 5.
Okay.
So D3 mortal wounds on the other Maulerfiend for 2. And lastly, we're going to go with Boon of Change onto the Soul Grinder from Kairos. So it's value 7. We get it with 8 technically with the bonus. So let's see what happens. It's +1 strength to the Soul Grinder. Burning Chariot is going to shoot the D3 shot flame into the Rhino. So D3 shots for 3, hitting on 4s though because it's heavy and moved. For 2 hits, it's strength 9, so 3s. That's cocked. For 2 wounds,
how much so?
-4.
No save.
So it's D3 wounds apiece. So 3, 4, 5, down to 1 wound. Into the assault phase, we're going to activate this Soul Grinder into this Maulerfiend with 2 wounds. We're going to use the Iron Claw, 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. For only 1 hit, this is not going well. 2s to wound, don't give me a 1 again.
Please see a 1. Yes.
That is every round of combat, he's rolled a 1.
So I'm going to activate these cultists next and pray to everything unholy that they survive this Soul Grinder a wee bit, or maybe cause some damage. I have 12 attacks here because I've piled in and my champion's now in as well. So I'm reinforced it. For actually really not bad. Though I'm not expecting much because I'm needing 6s to wounds. Did you get any, David?
No. Ah. Warp Sword onto the cultist next from the Soul Grinder, hitting on 4s. Portal hit,
Ooh.
killing on 2s for 2 dead cultists.
Maulerfiend's attack backs. We're going on to the Soul Grinder. Let's hopefully get some revenge.
Using this one?
Yep, red one's attack, so 2 attacks, hitting on 4s.
For no hits.
For no hits. So we'll go with the blue one next, who is still at peak efficiency. So you get 4 attacks, hitting on 4s.
For 1 hit.
1 hit again. I am strength...
3s to wound.
12s, 3s to wounds. So we do have a wound.
What's the damage on this?
Damage 3.
Okay, so 4 up invul. So he takes 3 damage, he's down to 7.
Okay. And we'll do the lash tendrils next, d6 attacks.
For 4.
For 4. We're going to need 4 step.
For 3.
For 3. Now I'm going to need 5 to wound you.
For nothing.
No wounds. So lost 2 from the cultist unit, so I'm going to lose another 1 if on the morale phase on a 5 up.
So 1 more dice.
1 more goes down.
End of turn 4 for the demons, very quick one there, we did not do the damage we hoped. We've picked off a few more cultists, got a Rhino into 1 wound, it's actually quite good. And we've got the Maulerfiend still kicking about, but luckily my Soul Grinder's sticking on there with the skin of his teeth. Let's see Chaos Space Marines turn 4.
So this has certainly come down to a bit of a grind on who can break the other's heavy weapons first. I'm hoping to break David's Soul Grinder. He's trying to bring down Maulerfiends. Really, we need to cause some damage there. I'm going to do my movement phase, got some wounds to hopefully recover and see where we end up. So we've moved our cultists out here. Basically they're going to try and long bomb to try and claim an objective if one presents itself. We've kept our Rhino here and we've kept our Chaos Space Marines back.
They're in that building.
They are in this building. And we've kept our Warpsmith here as well. Our Rhino did not recover wounds and all our Maulerfiends are up 1 wound, which is good. I'm going to attempt Curse with the Warpsmith onto this Soul Grinder on a 2+, and he takes a mortal wound. So we've got some things to do in the shooting phase. Firstly, we've pot smoke with this Chaos Rhino. I really just need it to survive a wee bit. And we've also got 1 unit to shoot, which is our red Maulerfiend, and he's going to fire at the Soul Grinder with his 2 pistols. So I'm going to need 4 step for 1 hit.
You did indeed.
And then I'm going to need 3s to wound. That's cocked. For 1 wound at -4 to your armour, so 4 apart.
For a pinball. He fails it. What's the damage?
3 damage.
So he's down to 3 wounds.
It's going to start the close combat phase. I'm not going to charge anything. We're going to start with this red Maulerfiend, the blue Maulerfiend onto the Soul Grinder. So I do have 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. For 2 hits. And I am strength 12 at the moment, so it's going to be 3s to wound. For 1 wound.
Okay. What's the damage on it?
It is 3 damage.
4 upper, he's dead. Oh, he is dead. Does he explode?
Don't explode.
Nope. This Soul Grinder is going to hit next with his Warp Sword on the Cultists. Hitting on 4s. Killing on 2s. One dead Cultist.
Score Cultists next, who are going to target the Soul Grinder. I have 8 attacks going there, so I'm hitting on 4s. 4... not great, but okay. And wounded on 6s. For now. Morale phase for the Cultist, just don't roll a 6.
There's a 6. One more
Dude.
dice.
So I finally managed to kill that that roadblock of a Soul Grinder. Took a combination of quite a few things, the Warpsmith, 2 Maulerfiends, but he's finally gone.
Yeah.
So this is where it's going to come down to. We're moving on to the Demons turn 5. I really don't know if we're going to see many more turns after this, but I think David needs to do a couple of movement.
Game might end at turn 5.
Might end at turn 5. This is probably going to be what decides it.
Right, it's Chaos Demons turn 5. If we can kill a Maulerfiend, probably a Rhino will be in a comfortable position. With that, let's move on to the movement. So Kairos has slightly fallen back a wee bit, but he's still got line of sight to his primary target, the red Maulerfiend. And the only other thing that's moved is my Burning Chariot has moved down here. I know it's very hard to see, but he's basically got a big massive blockade building in the way of the Maulerfiends, but he's got line of sight to both of those Maulerfiends. That's it, we need to go straight to the psychic phase, guys. Kairos is going to smite the red Maulerfiend.
Okie dokie. Oh my goodness!
So it's D6 mortal wounds.
I think this might do it. Unless you roll a 1. Roll a 1.
1. So he's down to 2. We're now going to go with the Bolt of Change.
Sure.
Onto the same Maulerfiend.
Yeah.
Which we also... 6 plus 1, 7. So we do get it. I'll double check. I think it might be 9 actually. I think he's failed it.
I think he's failed it too.
Yep, it's value 9 to cast. It's the Boon of Change, which is 7, so that's a disaster. Speaking of Boon of Change, we're going to do that onto the Soul Grinder. So it's value 7. We get it, so let's see what happens. Plus 1 attack. That's quite handy. So we have, the Burning Chariot, who's falling apart, is going to shoot its blue flame, I think it is, into your 2 wounded Maulerfiend. It's blue flame indeed. So D3 shots for 2.
Oh.
He is a heavy and he moved, so 4 plus to hit.
Oh.
2 hits, 3's to wound because it's strength 9.
Yep.
For 1 wound. Now, Demon saving it.
Yep. This is it. I need to pass this.
So he fails. It's D3 wounds, so on a 3 plus he's dead. It's down to 1 wound. Soul Grinder has 4 attacks on these cultists, because he has plus 1 attack for the Boon of Change, so we are hitting on 4s. So they all hit bar 1, killing on 2s. This is the Warp Sword, guys.
Yeah.
So that's 3 dead cultists. So I've just consolidated my Soul Grinder to try and drag these cultists into combat. So do you want to do this unit of cultists first?
Yeah, sure. So I've passed 3 dice. Sorry, 4 dice.
4 dice, there you go. Champion and 2 cultists.
Cool. So we're in 4 step. For 1 and 6s to wound. And we don't. So we now have the cultists here, and they are in combat, so I get 4 of them, and I will get 4 attacks hitting on 4s. For 1.
It's worth mentioning Ross chose not to pile in.
I chose not to, and we're fine.
So morale phase, there's 3 cultists here, and they lost 3 this turn.
So on a 3 plus I lose more.
So 2 more die?
2 more, I've got 6 minus 3, 1 more dice.
1 more dice. obviously leave the champion.
Sure.
So that's an end to Chaos Daemon's turn 5, and again we didn't do the damage. I think that's about 3 turns, maybe 4 in a row, which has been disastrous for us. We have ended up with holding 2 objectives, and we already have 4 points just to recap. So we have First Blood, we currently have Linebreaker because the Soul Grinder is wholly within Ross's deployment zone, and we have killed 2 heavy supports, the Defiler and Forgefiend. So that's 4 points plus the 2 objectives, giving us 10 just now. With that, Chaos.
So we're now on turn 5 for the Chaos Space Marines, and this is it. I have a plan. If it all goes well, if it doesn't, good game David, you got me. But I need this plan to go off. So it's all reliant on the movement phase. I don't need to cause any damage, it's all about movement. I'm going to move, see where we end up. So this is it guys, I really need this turn to end here and go super well. Cultist fled, moving me into this objective here, claiming it. Chaos Rhino with a 3-inch move, moves slightly closer, did not recover any wounds. Chaos Space Marines are going to stay back. This Maulerfiend is going to attempt to go at the Soul Grinder. This Maulerfiend, he advanced, so he can't do anything, but he moved over this side, contesting this objective, and my Warpsmith is helping as well. It's going to be a crazy turn. I really need this to go well. We will see if it is possible as we move on to shooting phase, if I can even be bothered. I think it might just be the assault phase. So we're going to attempt to charge with this Maulerfiend onto the Soul Grinder.
Go for it.
Just need really 2 inches, 9 inches, so I'll move him around to here. So we're going to blue Maulerfiend first, and he is going to attack the Soul Grinder. So I've got 4 attacks, I'm going to hit him 4s. For again, 1 hit. I am strength 12, so 3 to wounds. No wound.
Lash your tendrils.
Sure do, d6 attacks. 3 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Well, great. Okay, so I'm going with my cultist next. I have 3 attacks. I'm going to need 4s to hit you. And I'm going to need 6s to wound. So 1 wound.
So 3 up save. He's okay.
Nice.
So I'm activating the Soul Grinder next. Now we've came into a bit of a discussion and debate about this. So under the rules for piling, it says you can move your model in any direction as long as it ends closest to the next enemy model, or the nearest enemy model, and you get a 3-inch movement. So for example, with him being the closest enemy model, no, it's hard to see in the shadows, I can twist him so he's slightly closer, and that leg is now within 1 inch of that model, meaning I'm dragging this model into combat. Let us know what you think. So Soul Grinder is going to use his Iron Claw into the Maulerfiend, who has 4 wounds remaining because he went up by 1 this turn. By 2, sorry. 2. Because of the...
Well, I got what? It was on 1 wound, recovered 1 from being a Demon Engine, and then 2 from the Warpsmith as well.
So Iron Claws, hitting on 4s, he gets 1 extra attack because of the Boon of Change. So 2 go through. Your toughness?
Toughness 7, so 3s to wound.
So 3s to wound him. Toughness 7, and I'm strength 16, I think.
Strength 16, no, that'll be 2s to wound, that'll be 1 wound.
Only 1 wound.
Cool, I do have a 5 up demon save.
And she is fine.
So as David has kindly dragged me into combat, I can now attack with my Maulerfiends. So he's got 3 attacks with his Maulerfiend fists, hitting on 4s. Well, yeah.
We'll move on.
So we've got our Chaos Cultists. They lost 1 guy, so I will lose another one on a 6.
They are fine.
So that is the end of my turn 5, and did some manoeuvring. This is it. I need this to work because David will punish me next turn for it. I am on with 3 points, 1, 2, and this how it works here is that if a heavy support, if only 1 player has a heavy support there, they own it no matter what. Otherwise, as we've both got heavy supports contesting it, it goes down to the numbers and claiming it. So I've got 9 points due to the objectives, David has 1. I have 1 extra heavy support kill, giving me 10. Well, David has first blood, and he's got another 2 heavy support kills.
And line breaker.
And line breaker.
So I have 7 points in total.
To my 10. So I really don't see myself lasting another round. They will clear away cultists because they're a pain in his ass. David, roll a dice. On a 1 or 2 I win this game. On a 3+, it's probably going to be a concede, but we'll see.
Here we go. Game continues.
Game continues. Okay David, let's have a look at your demons. Turn 6.
Finish the movement for Chaos Daemon's turn 5. The chariot has zipped over it. It has the fly keyword, so it can actually go over it to there. Now we claim this objective because he is a heavy support. Soul Grinder's obviously going to remain in combat, doing the Soul Grinder stuff, and Kairos has came out. We've only got 1 cultist within 3 inches of that objective. Just have to kill 1 really. Into the psychic phase, Kairos is going to use his Bolt of Change, and we're going to do that at the Maulerfiend.
The red one?
Yeah, I could go for Warlord kill, but I'm not confident the way my dice rolls are, and I really want that Maulerfiend out.
Yeah, I think that's more important.
So, Bolt of Change. I don't get it. 5, 6, 7, even plus the bonus of 8. Nope. Smite next, onto these guys.
Sure.
Oh. We peril. So, D3 mortal wounds for 1. Down to 7 wounds, and Boon of Change. Going to put in the Soul Grinder.
Good call.
We do not get it either. Chariot is going to try and blow this thing up with the blue flame. D3 shots for 3.
Uh-oh.
It's heavy, so 4s for 1 hit.
Oh.
It's 3s to wound for nothing. We'll need to do it in combat. Chariot's going to declare a charge into the Rhino.
I'm going to Overwatch. I get 4 shots from the combi bolter. 1 hit. What's your toughness?
I believe on toughness, we'll double check.
Yeah. So we checked, it's toughness 5, so I'm going to need 5 wounds. Nope. I'm going to go with the Havoc Launcher next. D6 shots. For 2. 6 is tap. No.
Obligatory charge. Oh, look what in. Declaring a charge with Kairos and the cultists.
Cool, the cultists will Overwatch. There's 10 there. I've got auto guns in all of them, so I'm in rapid fire. I'm going to need 6 tap.
For 2, 3 hits.
3 hits.
6s again.
6s again. I really want all these to wound. You need to fill all these. 6s. 1.
1. 4 up invul. Nope, he's down to 6. So his charge range is
1.
He's in. Kairos Fateweaver is going to have 3 attacks, hitting on 3s for 2, killing on 2s for 2 dead cultists. So Chariot against the Rhino, Exalted Flamer to hit first with his Tongues of Flame. So he's hitting on a 3+, no 4+, for 2 hits.
Oh.
He wins on a 5+, for no wounds. Next move on to the Screamers. Normal attacks from the Screamers here. They will be hitting on a 3+, for 3 hits.
Is it not 4+?
Sorry, 4+. So, is that 2 hits there?
We'll have a check.
And then we have, so it was 2 hits, so 5s to wound. For 2 wounds, full armor save.
Full armor save.
So he's fine. And then the 2 Lamprey attacks. Lamprey's bite, sorry. Hitting on 4s for 1 hit. Wounding on 5 still for nothing. Light hit me back. We are going to go with the Iron Claw onto the injured Maulerfiend. So 3 attacks, hitting on 4s for 1. Wounding on 2s for a wound. There you go.
It'll be D6. Sorry, it'll be a 5 up invul save.
And
we're
you
fine.
made it.
So I've done a pile-in move, basically so I've moved the Rhino as close to the nearest model, and I've moved him slightly this way, we'll see later on. But I get 1 attack, hitting on 6s. Going with our injured Maulerfiend, who's going to attack the Soul Grinder. I've got 3 attacks, even 4 hit. Once again, no hits. Going to go with this Maulerfiend next, who's going to attack Soul Grinder. Again, he will get 4 attacks since he's at peak efficiency. For only 1 hit. And we're going to need 3 to wins for nothing.
Lash attacks?
Yep, d6 for 6. I just need to get 2 extra dice. Gonna need 4 to hit.
Nice.
Not bad. And we are going to need 5s to wins. For 1 wound, you do get your 4-up involves and -2.
So how many wounds?
2 wounds. So we're going to attack Kairos next with Cultists. They did pile in a wee bit, so I get 9 attacks, hitting on 4s. Wow! If only I could get those hits with the heavy things and needing 6s to wounds. For 1 wound.
4-up demon save or invul. He takes a wound, down 5.
So we have our Cultists in with the Soul Grinder. There's 2 of them, one's champion, so 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. 2 hits, wounding on 6s. For 1 wound.
It's saved. Morale phasing those cultists?
Yep. I'm fine.
That's an end of another abysmal Chaos Demon's turn. That seems to be the words I'm using every turn. Nothing much to recap there, guys, other than let's see what Chaos can do in their turn 5. 6.
We're now on turn 6 for the Chaos Space Marines, and oh my goodness, this game just keeps taking turns of who's got the worst dice rolls. And it's all about manoeuvring and position in this game. It's been interesting. I've still no idea how I'm going to get through this. I've got to make a plan here and see where we end up. So I've moved back my Rhino from this combat here, basically giving my Chaos Space Marines who have moved out access to get the chariot. Hopefully cause some damage on him there. He's got that point, I'm going to struggle to get it. Cultists have kept up with Kairos, just grind down there. And then we have this combat here with 2 Cultists, 2 Maulerfiends, Soul Grinder as well. Yeah, we're just keeping on going there. The Warpsmith has moved back slightly, kept within an inch of the Maulerfiend and recovered 3 wounds. And then, yeah. So with that, let's go into the shooting phase. Going to start with the Maulerfiend with his pistols, his Magma Cutters, onto the Soul Grinder. So I'm going to need 4 to hit. So we're going to go with our Chaos Space Marines. Firstly, I'm going to go with the bolters from the unit onto the chariot. So I'm rapid fire range, so I'm needing 3 to hit. Don't count drop dice. For a pretty good result. And we are going to need 5s to wounds. For again, a pretty nice result.
So 5 have been gone through.
Okay.
So 4-up invuls. So 3 wounds, he is down to 5.
I still have the 2 plasma guns, they are both within rapid fire range. Going to go big, going to supercharge it so they do.
Roll 2 at a time.
Alright, yeah, sure. 2 attempts, the first guy.
Okay. He's dead.
He's dead, but he does get 1 hit. The other guy.
He's fine.
He's fine.
So 3 go through.
3 go through, and we're going to need
3s to wound.
3s to wound. Oh, that's just tragic. So I'm going to start the assault phase with our red Maulerfiend onto the Soul Grinder. I'm now back at peak efficiency from 1 wound. Now I have 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. More like it. And I am strength 12 now, so 3s to wounds. 3 wounds.
Okay, so 4-up invuls. They're all saved.
Like a champ.
So we do something a little strange. I'm going to activate the Soul Grinder and go for these cultists. I've got a slight plan, let's see how it goes. So we're going to use the Warp Sword this time though. So, forced to hit. So no hits. Plan's broken.
My activation next is going to be with Cultists onto Kairos. I'm going to need 4s to hit. 4. Okay. And we're going to need 6s to wounds.
Go for it.
For now.
Kairos will activate next onto the cultists, hitting on 3s, killing on 2s for 1 dead cultist.
So I've piled in and moved with my Maulerfiend here. He's going to attack, of course, the Soul Grinder. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s.
For 2.
For 2. And again, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds, 4 up invul, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Both go through.
That's 6 wounds off.
So he's down to 6. Lash your tendrils.
Lash tendrils D6, give me high. Forced hit. Well, never mind. So we have our cultists here who've been struggling against this soul grinder for quite a while. They have 3 attacks. There's champion there, and we're going to need forced hit. Never mind. So this is at the end of battle round 6. Wow, okay, we're getting there. Who knows what's going on? So to do the calculations of points, we'll do mine first. I control this point here, as we both have head support, and I have more models. 3, I have this one here, as we're contesting it, but I have more models, gives me 6.
You lost a cultist there, didn't you?
I did, so we'll do
don't roll a 6.
morale.
You're okay.
And I also have 1 heavy support destruction, I believe.
So you have 7.
So I have 7. David has 1 point, giving him 3. He has
2 heavy support kills.
2 heavy support kills. He's got First Blood and he's got Line Breaker for the Soul Grinder. So it's a draw.
At the moment.
At the moment. I get to roll this dice because it becomes second player in turn 6. On a 4+, we continue.
It's a draw.
Game ends on a draw.
7 points each, and Chaos apparently didn't want to beat each other. Well played.
Good game, David. That was one of the longest we've played in a long time.
So guys, thanks for that watch. That was a long one.
That was a grind, David.
It was. I didn't expect that. I thought after the first two turns, I had it.
Yeah, there was a lot more to wounds you were throwing about onto along my
I think it was 16
heroes.
mortal wounds from the psychic phase by the end of turn 2.
Yeah, which
16.
was tough. That was hurting loads. But I don't know, I think that was one of the games where we both rolled unbelievably badly.
After the first 2 turns, our rolls just became diabolical.
It was just, and it wasn't a game really where we were going to win by destroying each other or doing damage. It was all about positioning.
A lot of really intricate. I know off camera we did a lot of our measurements off camera.
Sure.
I kid you not how many times me and Ross were like measuring tape, trying to get an inch.
We were like,
trying to get an inch.
Is this inch? We're like, oh, is it?
Yeah,
is it?
so very tactical indeed.
Oh, it was all down to the movement phase, and it resulted in a draw.
It did. It ended in a draw. I think it was 7-7 in the end.
Sure.
Didn't foresee a draw. Crazy result. Very unexpected. But yeah, it was enjoyable.
Oh, it was good, but my goodness, we were fighting for every inch we were fighting for to get that.
Quite literally had Ross in a headlock at one point, but
Yeah.
we won't go into that.
We'll go into that.
Anyway guys, give us your comments down below, let us know your thoughts. Check us out on our Facebook page, which is linked down below in the description. You can check that out for any updates of the channel and our projects, more importantly any community updates for tabletop gaming as a whole. More importantly, let us know your thoughts.
Absolutely. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again on another Tabletop Assault Battle Report.